Welcome everyone to Price Action Live at TradersPost for August 26, 2025. I'm one of your traders, Tom Hartman, alongside the fearless and peerless Mike Christensen, co-founder and CSO of TradersPost. Up to 4 days a week at Price Action Live, we trade in front of you using the advanced trade execution engine known as TradersPost, the epic software that upgrades your trading. Whether trading stocks, futures, options, or crypto, TradersPost is a must. Today, we're trading prop firm accounts. Mike, how are you feeling coming in on this beautiful Tuesday morning?
Pretty good. It's a little flat from the overnight, so I'm kind of curious how things are going to open up here. It looks like we might gap down just a little bit. So I'm prepared to kind of assemble a long or short depending on how price action starts to form above or below VWAP. So we'll wait a little bit from the open. I'll try to follow an orb strategy and we'll move from there.
Yeah, as far as news is concerned, we do have core durable goods and the durable goods orders that came out this morning at 8:30. Core durable was at 1.1% actual over the forecast and previous values, and we have durable good orders which are down 2.8%. The durable goods didn't really move markets much. We saw a little bit of a blip on equities and a little bit on Bitcoin. The idea here is that it's supposed to give you a sentiment gauge as to how the supply chain is thinking about long-term purchases, big item purchases. So sort of like good to flat sort of thing that's happening today. So no major news on the horizon that we're waiting for. I am interested
at least for today. Thursday and Friday are going to be interesting. We'll get the quarter-over-quarter GDP growth rate as well as the core PCE data. And they're forecasting a pretty big growth rate for GDP on August 28th when that report comes out. Right now, the forecast is 3.1%, with the prior being negative 0.5. So this will be interesting.
I mean, I don't know how much I believe the GDP numbers anymore. All I care about is like what other people believe that GDP, like how it moves markets.
Sure.
But the calculation for it just seems a little bit strange. All right, we'll see here. I am fascinated by my own look. Trading intraday is new for me, or rather, the last time I traded intraday, it was to lose a crap ton of money years ago, and so I'm sort of like learning. I'm like, hey, let me put on my lens. Let me put on my glasses here. I've learned a bunch of things over the last few years. I wonder if I could apply that to intraday trading. And the problem I was having, as we've seen on Price Action Live, is that I could generally get a sense of the target where the price should go, but I had no idea. I had no idea how to trade 1 minute, 50 minute, 5 minute. Like I was getting completely wrecked until I adjusted my indicator set. These are my own custom indicators to like, let me just shrink them down. Let's shrink them down to the 15 minute. And I've just been so fascinated how it's like, I wonder if it's clear here. Let me just hide some of these drawings. Where are you? Okay. Let's even hide wave. All right, so the white levels that you're seeing on my chart here are where the price is going to. So even if I remove trend, I find that, so the price moves and it creates these levels, obviously these unmitigated support and resistance levels, or not even support and resistance levels, just target levels for the price.
Sure.
And what happens is that if there are levels that have not been mitigated and they're away, the price will eventually move back up in order to clear them, and then back down in order to clear other ones. It's sort of like the market tries to clear these levels as it moves forward. It's part of the oscillation process in order for it to get to where it needs to get to.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of reminds me of my gap strategy. There will be gaps that can sometimes remain open from a previous session that eventually will be closed. So similar approach. I like this.
That's right. And so I started trading this way and then using those to detect the trend. Bearish trend, bullish trend, and to be able to stay in the trend longer. So I was actually added into the trend, or and actually accumulating a larger position and actually making more money in it. Because I was scratching my head when you were talking about it. We were talking about it last week, where you would enter a position and then you would enter again in the pullback.
Yeah.
And I would be like, why is he entering twice? Like, I must be missing something here. Why not just wait for the pullback? You're like, yeah, but Tom, you might miss the pullback. And now I think I've understood that the risk that you have for that initial one is so minor compared to what you can get. And then the pullback helps to confirm that you're in, and your stop is close anyway. So there's actually no real downside to adding in the first position, because if you miss the move, well, the whole thing is waste. It's like, it's all for naught.
Correct.
You missed the first entry.
Well, that's true, but I do think I need to pump the brakes a little bit as I enter. I think I've learned that over the last few trading sessions, and I'm not exactly. These last few weeks have been a little bit rough for me, so I am trying to take a little bit more time before I put on that first leg. Maybe buy the pullback instead of buying the initial signal, and then add to it after that. The main thing I do though is I try to keep the risk tight by starting with one leg. And if that leg turns against me, my risk is really small, right? I'll only risk about $200, $250 or so. And if I'm wrong, I get out of that position, and I could call it a day at that point. That would probably be better, is to keep my risk really, really tight for the day. But if I'm right, I can keep adding to that position, and my risk, of course, gets much larger. Every contract that you add, you're adding another unit of risk, and it doesn't scale in a small way; it scales in a very large way. So I could add 3 or sometimes even 4 legs if the trend is really moving in my favor, and that allows me to pick up the profit that I'm hoping for, which is much larger compared to the $250 of risk that I started with. That's the aim. Some days I'm able to nail that process. Other days I need to refine my approach. So,
well, here with my new system that I'm going to try out here. If I'm going to risk getting into a position before the pullback, it'll be at these levels. So, for example, over here, the trend change. So here I would have, let's say you get stopped out or whatever it is. I might enter here because it turned yellow on this bar, and then I might get the pullback over here, and then write the trend down, which is what I did here last night, and so I'm willing to sort of like gamble, because the yellow areas over here don't necessarily mean that the trend might change. It might mean that it's just a pause until the trend continues. So depending on how these yellows show up, I think I might just jump in, because like over here on this red trend, let's say I wasn't in. Let's say I wanted to go for a short, but I wasn't sure. So I missed this area, and now we're in this area down here. Well, if I keep waiting for the pullback to these zones, I'll never get it. So I have to like get in at some point.
Yeah.
Or else
and even having one leg with a small stop on it,
right.
If that one travels in your direction, it's you can still pick up quite a bit of profit in one MNQ. Even if it's just one micro, you can still do pretty well. It's $2 a point, so if it moves 100 points, you're going to make $200. It's a good position to have, even when the risk is really small initially.
So that'll be fun. Just a reminder to everyone, we are using TradersPost. It's a trade execution engine that allows us to send signals from our signal source. Here, in this case, it's from TradingView, but you can send it from TrendSpider, from Go Charting, from your own custom solutions, manually if you wanted to use it, using some sort of webhook signal sender, whatever it is. I've even sent signals using my iPhone with, what is it? What do they call it? The automation scripting in my iPhone, so that if I go towards if I'm in the bathroom and the toilet flushes or I wash my hands, it buys Bitcoin automatically, which is fun. That's a fun one.
Yeah,
that comes from John here.
Experimented with that one. But there's a lot of ways. I mean, you can even stand up your own local environment, pipe in the pricing from the CME, and essentially just send off signals from your own cloud server or your own custom local environment. People do all kinds of creative ways to send signals to TradersPost.
That's right. We're using prop firms here because that's one of the ways that people use in order to scale out their or have a sort of a asymmetrical payout, because you can cap your risk at the cost of the prop firm accounts, but then you can connect 5, 10, 15, 20 different accounts together, and then that way you have the one signal that gets translated to all of those, which is one of the amazing things about the TradersPost platform that allows you to do this. You're not each one is its own connection that's happening to TradersPost, so when the signal comes in, boom, it gets a copy to all of those. So you can see that here in my backend. I have a strategy here that I'll be running for prop firm, and it's now connected to 3 subscriptions, and each one of those subscriptions is tied to its own Top Step account. So when my signal comes in, it'll go ahead and replicate the trade across all of those. Now, 2 of these counts are in fallow, let's call it, until the month resets and I get them again. But it means I didn't have to reset anything. If 2 of the accounts got liquidated or is in liquidation only status, my third one, it's going to run, and I could keep on adding other ones if I wanted to by adding them on with TradersPost. I could also have different settings for each one. So for this prop firm account, I have a position size set to a default of 2. Whereas on another one, I might have a different size for my position. I can have one account that only does long trades and not short trades, and the other one only does short trades and long trades. I can mix and match and do all kinds of crazy things with TradersPost, which is great. Because if you program all this yourself, it is a nightmare. Trust me.
Yeah, I had a conversation with a trader recently about the different settings that you can enable when you send signals over to TradersPost. And I guess there was some confusion circulating within the Twitter community where some people thought that you couldn't trade limit orders on our platform. And that couldn't be further from the truth. You can send over a signal with a price to enter a limit order or choose to make it a market order. You can also swap back and forth. You can enter with market and exit with limit. You can enter with limit and exit with market. Really, it's kind of up to you as the trader, but we do absolutely support limit orders. If the broker, really it comes down to the broker. If the broker supports limit, market, stop limit, trailing stop entries, bracket orders, we tend to support what the broker supports.
Absolutely. And then the other thing as well is that we could set this up all automated if we wanted to. We could have automated buy and sell signals that get transmitted because we're using some of the strategy or something that we custom built, but we could also manually trade. And so that's what we're doing today. On the chart here for TradingView, I have different drawings that are on my chart. So these are lines that I have set up. And essentially so for example, here, this is a stop loss line, and I have an alert tied to it. And that alert is set up for when the price crosses it. I have a message that is sent here. This is a JSON message that is all prepared and ready to go. So it's a message that'll tell TradersPost to, hey, on this particular ticker, I want you to exit the position. It's letting me know, let TradersPost knows what the current price is, what the time is, and what the interval of my chart is. And then it'll send it off to the webhook that I have set up here in the notification screen. And so once that happens, I drag this stop. Let's say I drag this line to where the price is. It'll fire a signal. The alert is there, shows up in my alert logs if I wanted to. And it also shows up at TradersPost. So if I go to that subscription or even that strategy, I can see that signal came through. This was an exit signal that came through. Obviously, there's no positions to close. Wait, was I in a position? I think I was in a position. All right, never mind. I closed out my positions, no big deal. Let me just enter it in again. And I missed that opening candle. There we go. Oh my God, brutal.
Wow, okay. Interesting opening here. Another thing you can do, and somebody asked about this recently, is you can trade from the chart here, but you can connect your Trade of 8 broker connection to TradingView, if you see my screen here, I'll show you what I mean. Let me pull up a couple of my different accounts. Let's see, this one here is fine. And that means that as I'm trading from the screen here, I can see the incoming orders as well. So I can kind of use one of my accounts as a leader account, if you will, to keep track of the P&L and to see the trades on the chart and to see the open orders on the chart as well. It gets a little confusing for me because I trade from the NQ chart, but it trades MNQ in the background or through TradersPost. And I do that because the institutional flow is a little bit stronger. The volume is a little cleaner. Things make a little more sense on NQ than they do MNQ. And as a result, I just send the signal from the NQ chart. So if I want to see the open order from my Tradevate connection, then I have to switch over to the MNQ symbol. But nonetheless, it is easy to monitor what's happening in the account. Even if I just open the Tradevate panel here, I can see the open P&L once I put a trade on.
Well, that is brutal, Mike. I messed up my trade. I was in this long and I totally exited out of it.
Oh, no.
But what's interesting here is that you see how it's actually moving towards those unmitigated levels that I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And now, because we have no more levels we have one more level here at the top at 23.5. It could go there, but chances are it goes down to 23.459, the other side, in order to clear it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that thesis works out.
Fair enough. Let's keep an eye on it here. Looks like we're about ready to, where we've pushed above the session VWAP so far, but we're only a few minutes in. So I'm going to give it a little bit of time to form before I start preparing a position. The candles are definitely telling a bullish story so far, though, especially from the overnight. I want to spell out this trend from the overnight. Not a very strong trend, but it is an uptrend overall. One potential resistance mark would be the weekly VWAP at 23,525. So I do want to keep an eye on how price responds there.
Another thing that I noticed was that, and I know I'm going to sound like a noob to a bunch of people, but the 15-minute increment, within that 15-minute, there's usually a pivot that occurs, either pivot high or pivot low, and that the price moves drastically 1 or 2 minutes before the 15-minute bar closes, and then the new trend starts. So it's like these mini moves that are happening in 15-minute bursts, which I find particularly interesting.
Yeah, I try to stay on time frames that I hear a lot of people mention. You know, I've talked to a lot of traders over the years, and the 5-minute and 15-minute chart is a very, very popular time frame. I only trade from the 1-minute chart as I'm measuring the regression trend, but I'm in those trades for a while sometimes. So really, I kind of look at it as spanning those time frames, and I'm just looking for breaks of those regression trends, which, like I said, can last a long time. Well, that's a nice big bullish candle. I mean, I think from here, I'd be prepared to buy a pullback after a few more bars here. Let's see how it establishes against VWAP. We closed the small gap from this morning already, which is only 0.09%. As I've mentioned, there's some gaps that I just ignore because they're just so small, they're kind of irrelevant.
Right. Well, I'd be ready to short from 23,522. Actually,
right at the weekly VWAP?
Yeah. I mean, even if it moves beyond there, because there is a daily level at 23,542. But, you know, if you're going to shorting from VWAP is not a bad idea. So in order to do that, folks, I could set up my short by moving my short line. There's just a line on TradingView. I'm going to move this up to the weekly VWAP level. On that, when I do that, you'll notice that the little icon turns from gray back to whatever color I had it, because it's letting me know that that order is active over here, that alert is active. So if the price crosses there, it'll go ahead and enter a short immediately.
Okay, I went ahead and bought the pullback to VWAP. So I'm one leg in.
All right, yeah, I want to get in 2. All right, buy. I have now learned very clearly, very painfully, no matter where you put that line on that candle, as long as that candle moves, it will activate. So do not think that you could lay it on top of a candle and you're going to wait till the price gets back to that level.
That's correct. Even if you touch the wick, it will activate on the next price match. So you really got to be careful where you place your line if you're using line alerts to enter. What I tend to do is start outside of the candle, anywhere around it, and then wait for a good spot to just drop the line on the candle at any place.
And here I'm going to move my stop for this long underneath the candle that we're in right now, and I just keep moving it for every new minute up. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. And I got stopped out. $16. Oof. Down. All right, so what's the trend right now?
So this kind of happened to me yesterday where price kept chopping around VWAP from the open. And I had established a long, tried to go short, then had to reestablish the long, got chopped out, and then missed the rest of that upward move, which was really unfortunate because it just moved upward for the rest of the day. It's starting to feel like that might be what happens again here today, where it looks like it's going to close below VWAP, reverse direction, force me to head the other way, and then ultimately turn around and go bullish again. The larger 2-hour trend is what I'm paying attention to, and we've moved off of these support lines. So I'm expecting that bulls might show up here, but I really want to pay attention real closely here. A little bit of a drawdown so far in my first trade.
What I'm going to do so far is that since I have to wait till this 15-minute segment closes at 9:45, I just have a long entry at 23,459 if it drops down here, and a short one at the top, like I said before, EVWAP. And I'm not going to be in a trade at the moment. I got stopped out.
Copy that.
I did get stopped out of the profit. I've just started to learn here. I'm just going to move my stop loss directly underneath to break even.
Yeah,
trail that candle.
Not a bad play. I've done the break even strategy quite a bit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and exit this. Small loss from the first trade. This is the second candle below VWAP now. I want to keep an eye on whether I need to switch sides here. We're bouncing off of EVWAP.
Right. Oh, I wish I got that short, but it never got to there. The dollar is flat, nothing big on the dollar. So this is just normal algo trading.
Yeah, this definitely feels like that sequence of candles just wiped out the bullish sentiment. Let's see where we go from here.
All right, I got 6 minutes to wait before this 15-minute segment closes. I have to say, and I'm not just saying this for because I work with TradersPost, it's that, I mean, you saw me being resistant to this sort of prop firm trading or this type of day trading or and all that. Like, it wasn't really appealing to me.
Sure.
You know, you get burned losing money, and it just takes the joy out of you as you second guess yourself again and again. But with the prop firm trading married with TradersPost, it completely revived my desire to trade again. I'm not sitting here thinking, oh, I lost money and now I got to go tell my wife. It's like, no, this is just the trading combines that I have at my at the prop firms, and I could always take another bite at the apple. Sure, the trades still feel significant. I still get all the emotion, but I feel like trading now. And because of TradersPost, if it was just a, one or two accounts or whatever, I might not care so much. But the fact that I could like scale up, if I'm good, I could scale up 5, 10, 15, 20 accounts. I'm like, okay, like, all right, so it does matter. I can learn. I can take different bites of the apple. I can try different strategies. I can actually put time into it without losing tens of thousands of dollars constantly just because of a fat finger button press.
Yeah,
it really revived my joy for trading again.
well, that's good to hear. I think, ultimately, it's definitely a much better risk managed approach to trading futures than putting 10 grand in a live account and watching 10 grand disappear if you don't have a consistent approach. It's a good way to dial in that risk management process, I think.
And because I'm doing it with TradersPost, I don't feel like I can be like as reckless.
It's happening to me again, Tom.
Yeah, it reversed. Yesterday. Yeah.
It's really frustrating. So yesterday, if you look at the story from yesterday, same thing, posted below, posted above, posted below again, and then eventually moved long. So now I'm just going to have to go back and trace the orb and wait for the breakout, because this choppy open nonsense is really painful. It's expensive.
Yeah. So I totally think, well, we'll see here. I'm about to enter a short when we get to VWAP, but you would be entering a long, right?
Yeah, I should be reversing sentiment here and buying the close above VWAP. It looks like it's breaking above the orb, and I would want to buy a little bit more above VWAP as well.
Well, I'll be definitely taking the short. Because we haven't cleared this level down here at 23,459, I'm not convinced that we don't just clear that VWAP and then just come all the way back down. All right.
Yeah, I'm still a little concerned about that weekly VWAP as well. Where's your next resistance level that you think could be a concern?
VWAP there, 23,521, and then a little bit above there, 526.
VWAP at 521. I've got VWAP at 23,467.
The weekly VWAP.
Okay.
Yeah. My VWAP is at 23,465.
I see.
But I think we're I don't know. Well, I don't like counting on the trend happening as long as there's these levels that are unmitigated that are still like hovering around. And what we saw at the open over here, where the price went up dramatically and then down dramatically, like that's telling me we're washing out these orders over here first. Then when they're cleared, then we'll have some sort of direction. Yeah, but I would not be buying it or break out or break down.
Yeah, this one's tough. It's choppy. And unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to call it a day here. I'm trying to keep my losses a lot tighter than I've been allowing lately.
Oh, you're in a trade. I didn't realize you were in a trade.
Yeah, I went ahead and did exactly what I thought was going to play out. So I bought the bull candle on the other side, or the close above VWAP, and then I bought the pullback back to VWAP. So far, so good. I mean, it's looking like it could establish a decent trade, but
yeah. Well, in 1 minute, the 50-minute session closes. Then we're going to be technically bullish, and then we could move up from there. But so yeah, you're in a long.
23,506.
All right, 5 seconds. Let's see. All right, I moved my long entry to 491. Let me see if we can get in there. And then my stop at 468. All right, I bought in.
So you're short?
I'm long now.
You're long now.
My stop is below VWAP. And let's see if this works. Are you long or short?
Long.
Long, okay.
It's starting to lose some steam, though. This is a very indecisive sort of sideways open so far. At least on the 1 minute. I see the support off of VWAP from the overnight, but we can't seem to establish a trend above or below VWAP yet.
I still like my long entry here, but we got to get above 491. Otherwise, that's a problem. Come on. Okay, so we just hit 491 from underneath, so that's not good.
Yeah.
So if we clear 469, yeah, let's see here. We're back down to VWAP. Let's see if it bounces. If not, I'll be out. And they're out.
I have to take it. So that stopped me out again. Not happy about that.
Yeah, I'm trying. And the downside. Yeah, those yellow trends are rough. Rough.
So I see the formation of the potential downtrend now. If it's decided it's going to head this direction, then we've got some room to the downside.
Yeah, but I'm not getting in until I could get a pullback, because the down level, the next level to aim to is 23,396.
Okay.
And we could get there, but without a pullback, I'm just gambling, because in the overnight session where we are right now, there are multiple massive wicks down there that were completely fake outs. So I'm not against the idea that we can actually get a bull move up. So I'm not gambling here. Okay, so are we going to get the pullback? I got to wait. I have to wait until 10 o'clock, potentially. I do want to try a short here, though, I got to tell you.
I know the hesitation.
All right, let me try one from this level. I'm entering short. My stop's going to be right above 23,473. Let's do that. And my take profit would be at 23,396. Let's see how that goes. All right, move down. I don't have any other levels below 23,396.
I've got S1 at 23,413. I'm paying attention to that from the 2-hour time frame. There was some overnight support that showed up there, but it could certainly very easily break that level and continue.
You said 213?
413.
413. Okay, yeah, I see that.
Coming right up here.
Yeah. All right, move my stop loss a little bit lower. Guarantee some profits. Got stopped out, but made a few dollars. Fine. I'd be looking for another entry short here. Although I should not. Oh, L. Let's see here. We should get a bounce up. Come on, give me a bounce. Give me a bounce. right above this candle. Okay, I entered another short.
Interesting. We got in at the same point here. So I just added the second leg.
And my stop is going to be above VWAP. And I'm looking to take profits at 23,396. Let's see how we do.
Let's see if this is a failed pullback, or reversal rather. I don't mind if it's a pullback. I'd like to see this next candle kind of break down from here. We're still below VWAP.
I got stopped out. Darn.
Stopped out for you?
Yeah.
Okay, I just added a third leg right below VWAP. I'm banking on the VWAP strategy here, but if it chops around one more time here and tries to get that VWAP, then I'm done for the day.
I'm done. Yeah. Same here. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like this level around here, I got just completely wiped in the overnight session.
Mm-hmm.
It was over here, it bounced out, here it bounced out. Even though the trend was correct, I was just completely screwed. But we didn't clear that level down there. All right. That's it for me.
Okay, where do we go from here?
So I should have waited till 10.
That downtrend is starting to weaken. I don't like the Pearson's R on this.
Right.
Was that the pullback to VWAP and effectively sellers stepping in to establish their position?
I'm going to try one more time.
Just these last two candles here, this current candle is engulfing the previous.
That's a lower high, so let me try that out.
Lower high.
Stop. Yeah, my stop will be at 23,491. Sorry, 23,494. And let's see.
Looking at the 15-minute chart, 5-minute chart, but 15-minute, that is a much lower wick than it's starting to form what looks like a downtrend from the overnight. And then looking at the 2-hour chart, it could be a continuation of this downtrend from this candle. Not a very strong one, but I'm holding hope, Tom. Just a little bit of price action is all we need today. I do think it's worth pointing out that volumes are still pretty good here in the first 30 minutes of the session. And as indecisive as this opening candle seems, I think we could still form a trend today. I am going to get dumped out once again today.
Darn. Same here. Oh, I just got screwed. Okay. Well, that's it for me today, Mike.
Yep.
I can't take more punches.
Can't do this. It's no fun to trade this way. The choppy opens can be brutal, and that's usually what leads to much bigger losses for me is choppy opens. You know, there's rules we can set. We could say we've mentioned before, maybe we wait 15 minutes from the open. Some people wait 10 to try to avoid some of the flush outs from the overnight. It happens, you know, there's a reason it's a little noisy from the open here before a trend starts to form. Other days though, and you know, sometimes I'm banking on this, it's not always that way where it's not so noisy and there is an opportunity to just take the trade from even the first couple of candles. If there's news or sentiment or something that happened from the overnight, some of that selling or buying pressure can push immediately in one direction. Today is not one of those days though. If I had established the 15-minute rule, obviously I would have probably taken that one short instead of the two that we've already taken and be a little bit further up and not so far down.
Well, as far as what I was looking for here, like one, I shouldn't have messed around with my opening because I was long here. But the thing is, even if I was long, my take profit would have been here at 23,550, 526, and I still would have gotten stopped out. The only good trade I could have taken was over here when the yellow got rejected, but it didn't go to. Oh, it did go to a clear level over here. So this would have been the only trade I could have actually taken that would have followed my rules, but I would have been chopped out 1, 2, 3 times. So my rules have to be updated because I was already going to have a problem.
Yeah.
So I guess the waiting for the first. I don't even know that waiting would have worked for me. I'm like reviewing it and I go, I would have made a mistake. Like even if I did the thing that I thought I should have done, I would have lost anyway. So that's just what it is. So this is the point where I go, hey, once the trend, because whenever I have this feeling of loss, it's usually right before the trend then gets established. Have you seen that for yourself?
I kind of feel that way now, which is why I haven't exited the trade. I'm taking a bit of a hit here from a drawdown perspective. But if we do indeed pull back once again here and close below VWAP, I'm going to add one more leg to this and see if we can finally carry a trend. It's not looking good though. Look at that candle on the 15-minute.
Yeah. I'm looking here, and the trend is going to establish a. Oh no, it will be a bearish trend. No, I'm
2, 3, 4.
Let's see here. That's just yellow on the 15. All right, it's about to close a 15-minute segment, so it'll move drastically one way or another.
241 left in the 15. Let's see if I can survive 2 minutes, 41 seconds.
I'm putting that on my list of my quotes. Let's see if I can survive 2 minutes, 52 seconds. I have a list of your quotes, Mike. I have a list of your quotes.
I say random things. Okay, if we close down from here, that would be a confirmed lower high. But we're not there yet. Not out of the woods yet. Okay, we're still above VWAP. It still looks pretty bullish from that bottom. Minute 44 left in the 15-minute candle.
Yep. On va voir. We shall see. And it's not decisive one way or another. Like it's full on, like could go either way.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. As usual, I'm finding myself again for like the third session now, right in between a support and resistance zone where I can't tell what direction is overall. It's been choppy for, several days now, four trading sessions at least. And that's pretty tough to trade. Unfortunately for me, because I'm a trend follower, I need direction. I can't make money if the price is not going to trend.
Come on. 50 seconds. No.
This feels like one giant maybe right now. Maybe with a question mark. Maybe?
Maybe. All right. But one way or another, this will be the last trade for the session.
Same. Yep. Done. This is a big hit. More of a drawdown than I really want. So let me see if I can claim back any of this loss and keep going from here.
10 seconds. Oof. And it did in the last 2 seconds. Okay, so the price should pull back to 23,471. Oh, come on.
That's going to wipe me out.
I don't know that it will. I think it is going to come to 471, but who knows?
Uptrend still looks pretty strong. We're still above VWAP.
Yeah, you're right. And there is a level
I
at
see the sellers collapsing candles, so let's see.
There is a level of 526. So again, you're smack dab in between the two. Can you just give Mike a wick down, please? God dang it.
Normally my rules would be just dump out of here and reverse and get to the other side. But that would be if I was chasing the trade and I just kept chasing direction over and over again. I'm going to wait to see if there's any potential of a pullback from here. I feel resistance right at this level, but sellers need to find continuation here. Otherwise I'm out.
Right. I still have my short at 520, 525.75. Like that would enter in. So we'll see there. You got an inside bar. So as long as you stay below 511, you're good. Above that.
And we're still below that weekly VWAP at 520.
Right.
Yeah, I'm still maybe question mark.
It's just this painful thing. Oh my God.
You just got to sit on your hands and just wait. I know where I'm getting out, and I know how much loss that I'm willing to accept today, or have to accept today. But if I can get this trade to push in my favor, I'll get real aggressive with it.
All right, so non-decisive candle. In between the 511 and
Oof, I don't like that. On the 15-minute, it looks pretty damn bullish.
It does? I guess so. That wick on the
previous candle. Exactly. Look at how big that that cross is that pushed right above the short-term moving averages here,
right,
and just wiped up all of that sell-off activity. And then on the 2-hour, it looks like we pushed off the support zone and we could continue from here. But again, it just feels it's a 50-50 shot here.
Yeah, definitely 50-50. Oh my God, this is so coin flip. Literally, the 1-minute candles are telling the story of no decision. Come on.
I mean, we're still in this downtrend overall, but looking at the 2-hour chart, I get a lot more confident when we get up to these areas of resistance where we're still in the channel. When we're in the middle of the channel like this, and in between a support level and a resistance level, it just feels like it's a crapshoot. My confidence is 50-50. But for the purposes of showing how we trade on TradersPost, most days we're trying to take a trade. In this case, we're trying to turn a bad trade into a good trade, and that's really hard to do sometimes.
You know what? Even when I'm following, like I'm doing poorly, because I'm doing it on Price Action Live, I feel like, okay, it's adding to my repository of like self-accountability. And sure. I could go back and look at the trade. Okay, look at that.
I want to see this confirm as a lower high for the session, but I think I'm screwed here, Tom.
Yeah, it looks like it. If it gets above 511,
the price won't listen to my drawings on the chart. In fact, that's a higher candle again.
That's a higher high.
All right, I'll let it just run. And I've got to stop right above the high candle for the day. It's feeling bullish above VWAP here. It could be bullish overall. We got that weekly VWAP to mitigate, but if it's going to pull back here, it would be a surprise, I think.
I'll take a surprise.
I'll take a surprise.
It surprised me twice already, so I could do it again.
And we've been in this little uptrend for several minutes now.
Yeah.
About 16 minutes in to the uptrend from that bottom that we found below VWAP. If it's going to turn around, it has to turn around right about now. Otherwise, this is the establishment of the trend for the day. It did pretty much the same exact thing yesterday. I mean, almost the same price action. Down below VWAP, establishment of the bull trend. Down below VWAP, potentially this establishment of the bull trend for the day. So if this is the fake out where sellers are like, cool, go ahead and think it's a long for the day. We need that liquidity so we can sell right into it.
That's right.
All right, so here's the test. It's pulling back to VWAP now.
Whoa.
If we find support at VWAP and it continues, then I think that's confirmation that I need to get out of this trade.
Wait, you're short though?
I am short.
Okay.
I am on the wrong side of this trend right now.
Well, we don't know that yet because it's literally still smack dab in the middle.
That's what I mean.
We've made no progress. We've made no progress in 7 minutes.
I hate these 50-50 zones. It's a good reason to filter out these trades in the market, to be honest. If I were looking at the chart from the session and we weren't doing price action live, I would probably look at this and say, nah, there's no trade here today. I want to wait for it to get up into these resistance zones so that the potential of it pulling back is much greater. When it's right in the center like this, it's anybody's guess if we're going to go up or down.
Right, but at least we're getting our daily dose of cortisol.
Yeah, but I just don't want to chase dopamine, Tom.
Oh my God. Literally since 9:53, just sideways.
Okay, we're a few candles in from the high of this little trend here. This is the test of VWAP. Can we disappoint the buyers?
Please. Here we go. What's it gonna be?
Yep, that's looking like support at VWAP.
Wait for it. Wait for it. We have 2 minutes. 1 more minute. No, more than that.
You want to wait a minute?
Well, I mean, I just think in terms of 15 minutes block. So 10-15 before any store is decided.
Well, we got a little bit longer than that.
Oof.
Yeah, that's the bounce from VWAP, which tells me it's not an insanely good uptrend here. 0.75 on Pearson from the bottom, but that VWAP confirmation right there. I think if we close this 1 minute candle is the end of this trend. I've got my stop right above the wick from this trend. I'm going to wait to see if we push up from here.
Okay.
And then Mikey eats a big loss today again. It's been a rough few weeks, Tom. I'm telling you. I can implement some new rules. I can definitely improve my systems a bit, but I have just not been catching winners.
So, what about tomorrow? Just a completely different way.
Whole different setup, whole different trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh, so annoying. I think the other strategy that I run that has been very effective is a mean reversion strategy, but we have to wait for extremes. There may not be a trade from the open. Those can happen at basically any point. It could be in the overnight. It could be well into the session for the day. So we'd have to wait around for that trade. That one's less, has much of a less occurrence rate, but it has a very high win rate.
I feel like tomorrow doing all your indicators on my chart and do it your way. I would just love to see what that feels like because it's so different.
I want to get your 15-minute VWAPs on my screen too.
Oh, you should have access to it.
Okay.
It's called levels.
Levels. Dang it, Tom. That is it.
That's
done.
a bullish. Yeah.
That's the bullish candle. That's the confirmation from VWAP. And then watch what's going to happen here. I'll get stopped out. It rejects off
reverse,
weekly VWAP and then reverses out from there.
I'm about to enter a short. Yeah, enter a short.
Actually, that was a little more bullish than I anticipated.
Well, now I'm short. You see how it hit exactly that level over here? Exactly here?
Yep.
That's exactly what I'm talking
shorted
about.
From that level?
Exactly, right from over there. Yeah. And the idea here is to write it to 23,471, but it can obviously get stopped out all the way to 542.
For sure.
So that's the short I'm looking for.
This feels like one of those days.
Put my stop loss above 531. Let's see.
So just for the fun of it, let me show you another strategy that I run. This is the chop scalp strategy, and I'm just going to throw a trade on right away. This one, I have to enable it if I want it to trade.
Wait, are you going to go long or short?
I'm going to go short from here.
I see.
Just to see if I can pick up 20 points. I'm pretty much already too late, but...
All right, so now it came down. I need the candle to close to move my stop. I have 17 seconds. Let's see. Oof. I don't like waiting.
Well, what the heck? Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice push off of the weekly VWAP. Coming back to test VWAP again. Session VWAP.
Okay, forget it. I'm getting out of here.
Didn't you take a short?
Yeah, I went in a short, so I just took that $85 and be done with it.
And for those watching here, this may be hard to see, actually. Never mind. Well, the trade that I just took includes a 20-point take profit and a 20-point stop loss bracket on Trade-Evade. So I really don't even have to monitor my exit on this one. I can just throw the trade on and let it execute. And as long as I like this approach because it's a balanced risk reward. What the heck is this, Tom? I could have been in my trade still.
This is what I was saying. The entry at the 15-minute levels, those are the perfect entries.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see your point.
I think once you start using those things, like my entry levels there, that you're going to find it way easier.
Is this the formation of a downtrend that puts me in the trade I wanted this whole time?
Well, we don't know yet because we still have the 23,471, which is I think we get down to, and then it depends if it bounces from there. So actually, I want to enter another short now.
Right here above VWAP?
Well, I never look at VWAP. I only look at EVWAP. And so this should short all the way down to over here, 23,471. And you see here how on my chart here, the next level, the pullback level is going to be 23,550, 75 that it should pull back to, and at 10:15. So this is where I feel comfortable getting in, but we'll see.
Well, let's measure this downtrend now from that peak. I'm basically at break even on the little scalping strategy. 0.64. Not a strong downtrend yet.
All right.
And still annoying indecision right in the middle.
30 seconds for the decision. Let's see. Well, I don't know about the bullishness because the next level up is the next daily candle is 23,554, 542 would be the next area at the top. So I hope I don't get all the way there.
Oh, I'm struggling with this, Tom. It looks bullish for the session here.
Yeah, it could be. I just like trading from level to level to level to level.
Sure.
And then if I end up in a trend, great. Okay, no, that is a bullish thing. Okay, so I gotta get out here. And then and then enter. All right, my trend indicator just switched to bullish, so I'm on. I hate when there are multiple unmitigated levels that are near each other.
That's just it. So there's too many conflicting signals here today, and I think that would be a filter for my trading to say these are the sessions to avoid.
Right. I'm still going to try long from over here and take profit at 22,542. Stop loss at 490.
Okay, so you said you set your stop at 490?
490 is my stop. My take profit 541.
41. Interesting.
I'm always hesitant at the first candles after the trend is established because you're always going to get reversed. But if I got to take a trade, I got to take a trade. So here I feel more comfortable long.
All right. So yeah, I think that little downtrend's now disconfirmed or has been rejected. The candles I formed here already show we're out of it and now moving against it. So if there's an uptrend from here, we got to push past that high and definitely past the weekly VWAP.
That's right.
I'm not a fan of the uptrend so far, though. It's 0.74. I'd like to see a little more strength behind this. And I don't mind at all if we travel from here to R1 on the 2-hour chart. That's 100 points away. Looking at the daily chart, that would mean that we found support at the 23,120 level, and we're pushing up from here. We're also past some short-term moving averages on the daily chart as well.
We could get a pullback all the way to 23,500, and I would still be fine with that. But let's see here. So that's some strength. All right, let me look at long term what the trend is. Oh yeah, I got nothing above 23,542. I can't even pretend.
It's looking a little stronger.
Oh, there is one reason for me to believe that the trend goes up high. Let's see what's going on with the dollar. Flat dollar. Don't like that.
Flat dollar?
Yeah.
Yeah, how is the Dixie performing today? Kind of sideways. I mean, it's been up overall, which should signal down for the NASDAQ. But there again, I think what I've been measuring a lot lately is that relationship between the two. They've been negatively correlated for some time now, since Friday. And when that happens, they tend to then converge afterwards.
All right, I disable my take profit because I think it might continue. I'm just moving my stop loss up to break even.
Got it.
And if I get stopped out, well, I get stopped out. There's some resistance here.
I formed a little long, and I'm going to go ahead and try to add a leg here. I have a little...
I got stopped
out. Choppy, or excuse me, a scalp position established, but I want to see if I can build up a long here now.
I got stopped out, so I have to either get back in at 23.5 or buy the breakout.
Yeah, this is a tough move today.
Usually H's on my chart means that we're in an uptrend. We're just getting a pullback from the uptrend. So I hate being out of this trade right now. I almost want to FOMO back in long.
Don't do that, Tom.
I will. That's exactly what I'm about to do. There. I'm in. Put my stop loss back. I should have left my stop loss at 490. I don't know why I didn't do that.
Okay, I'm gonna let this one roll. I'll be back in just 2 minutes, and Tom will watch the pain unfold if I'm away from my desk for a second.
Oof, I am getting eaten there. Look at that push down. Come on. All right, it's doing it to me. It's trying to hurt me. That is one bearish candle on the 1 minute. Come on. What does the 15 minutes say? 15 minutes says bullish. So let's stay in and see. All right. Do we get that move up? All right. Break into potentially new high. Let's see if we close. Trust in thyself, Tom. Trust in thyself. All right. My break even is at 522.25. But I can't put it there yet. Oh, there we go. So now I can put it at 522.
Okay. That's nice to come back to.
When you walk away from a trade and you feel that now you have the hope that lives in your chest because you go, hey, I'm not seeing what's going on with the chart. Anything could happen here.
That's where I just cross my fingers that all my stops are going to get triggered the way I expect them to. Actually, we should be coming up on the take profit of my... Oh, we already did. So one of my scalping strategies just took profit, but I'm still in one leg of a long. But, you know, this has been a difficult trade to reverse and get back into properly. Typically, I just sort of mechanically will switch sides over and over again, but I decided not to do that today. I held the short for too long, which means I didn't flip sides when I should have, and I would have normally started to establish my position around this zone on the chart. Oh, you got your screen up.
Oh, sorry. I'll switch.
So I've definitely missed the move here. So if I'm going to add to this long and get more aggressive, I've either got to do it right now or wait for a pullback.
Correct.
And part of me wants to just go ahead and add the second leg because there is a very good chance that it just pushes.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, the pullback would be to 23,521 right now, but I'm not seeing it just yet. Well, you'd be going long right at resistance. So at my resistance, so I don't know. If it breaks from here, it explodes up. If it comes down hard.
Yeah, if I'm just looking at the weekly VWAP, I want to wait this 8 seconds here, but I set a second leg right at the top of the weekly VWAP. Let's see if it pulls back and I can get in here, but...
Yeah. Okay, I have an H appearing, so that means a pullback is happening.
Oh, it just wicked off of me. It didn't add the leg.
You probably have more room to get that leg in.
Maybe. I'll wait for this candle to close.
Because it's closing right below the daily level, the take profit level I was talking about. So that's normally I would be shorting from here, actually.
Sure. That's not great for my move here. Okay, so I went ahead and added the second leg. The next thing I'm going to do is actually start to look at where my stop needs to be, right. To not take too much of a loss on this last trade here for the day.
All right, I moved my stop to 531. It's going to go there right there. Another H. Am I going to do the same thing again where I stop out on the trend? You know what? I'm not stopping out of this. I'm just leaving it where it needs to be. Below EVWAP. Because these H's mean that it's an uptrend. So I'm just going to trust and pass Tom that he programmed this properly.
I'm sure he did.
Let's see. And the smaller the pullback, the more bullish the move.
Well, I'm 2 legs in, but my average price is 526.75. I would have liked a much better position than that. Obviously, it would have been much better to get in at around 492. But let's see if we can get this to actually form a trend for the day and pick up a little bit of profit against the loss that I realized from the morning session so far. So far, so good. Okay, we're seeing higher candles so far. We're still above the weekly VWAP. We've pushed past all the moving averages on the 15-minute chart.
That's right.
We're pushing towards R1 on the 2-hour chart. I'd like to see us in the 23,600 zone.
Yeah, well, the next level is 560. So we'll see if we get there. It's looking like we will.
What's 560? Is that your 15-minute VWAP?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's an unmitigated level that's up there. And if for some reason we get past that, the next level is at 23.6.
Got it.
Which means I don't want to miss that move if it's happening.
Yeah, if we can get into 23.6, then there is some potential of a pretty good short reversal there, because we found resistance there several times already, looking at the last few days on the 2-hour chart.
And that would be an amazing move up for me. I gotta say, you want to add a little bit more excitement to your life? Double your position size.
Or triple. Or quadruple. Just, add a few legs in.
All right. This is looking promising.
Okay, there's something here. It's starting to shape up like an actual trend here.
Come on. Don't consolidate around this level. I want you to go ahead and do it. Move up. Stop pretending to move and move. The next bullish pullback level is 23,527. Do I have the cojones to add another order there? No, I don't. I just spoke to my heart and spoke to my mind, and it said, absolutely not, Tom. You can't do that. All right, don't be shaking out, Tom. 23,527. See how it does this thing right before the 15-minute candle closes, where it does that pullback?
Yeah.
And then, so I'm trying not to keep my...
Waiting for this candle on the 15-minute to close makes sense. I'm going to wait the 56 seconds and then wait to see if I want to add a third leg here.
All right, so the healthy thing is if it moves to 23,528 and then bounces. Come on, come down. And then the first candle on the 15-minute is always the crazy candle. $20 seconds. Let's see. You ever watch the movie Gone?
It was a favorite in high school.
Whenever I see a countdown or anything like that, my brother and I, we will scream out 60 seconds. 60 seconds. Okay, first candle on the 15 is going to be crazy, so you should pull back all the way to 528. Come on. Just do it. Still a bullish trend.
531.
$531 is your average price?
Average price is now 531. I'm 3 legs in.
Ooh, you're brave.
I am trying to get aggressive here. I see the congestion. Or consolidation, excuse me. And I see the potential of this turning against me. So I'm getting ready to set a stop. We've got a comment here that we're on mute. Are we muted?
No way we're muted. Can't be. My wife is watching the stream and she's commenting on it.
Yeah, we're not muted.
No.
On the cloth, I think your speakers might not be on, or something's going on your side. Although we only have a couple of viewers today.
Let me see.
Tom and I have been over here suffering through a few losses, trying to build up a long position here to recover from some of those losses, and we'll see where we go from here. There's still room to the upside, so we're hoping to build up a decent position. That's why I'm getting so aggressive right now, Tom. I'm trying to see, in order for me to recover from this loss, I've got maybe 50 points of travel, and I'm at if we look at the biggest accounts here on the screen, $1,600 of loss. I'm 9 contracts in right now, so that would be $18 per point. So in order for me to get out of this loss, I would need to see the price travel by 90 points. So in order for me to really get out of this in 45 points, I have to double the position size I already have and be right about the direction.
All right, my wife was saying we are sometimes cutting in and out, but I'm listening to the stream and we sound fine. I wonder if it's okay now. Oh, I can hear now.
Oh man, it's going to try to pull back now. Is that the higher candle? Yeah. All right, let's see what we have here.
All right, let's see here. Stop the music.
You think it's just a restream issue?
I don't think so. I'm listening to the stream live and I hear us.
Okay.
But my wife says she can't. We're cutting in and out.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm the cloth said he can hear now. So he or they, right. Her, she. All right. Like I said, I'm trying to get aggressive here because if this thing is going to move and move any further from here, I'm expecting resistance at 23,620 or even prior to that, maybe 592. So I don't really have a lot of room of upside, maybe 50 points.
Okay, so we got that pull back to 528 like I was talking about.
Yep.
So the question is, does this continue? Does this clear and then we get to move up? So let's see. I'm going to have to move my stop here now below this wick that came into the 15-minute.
Thanks, I'm on the cloth. Now we're becoming friends. I know you're a guy. I know your username. You know us. I'm Mike. This is Tom. We have a few regulars that show up to these shows, so if you don't mind sharing your name, we're happy to give you a shout out when we see you.
All right, you got to move up, buddy.
Oh, I hate these consolidation zones, Tom.
I know. Just pick a direction and go. Can Powell get on the mic and just move the mic, please? We just need a cough from him.
That was crazy. That session that morning, we were in that I had taken that little chop position for it was set up for 20 points and it almost immediately took profits. And I wasn't in a position prior to that. I was too nervous about which direction it might go.
Oh, if it makes you feel any better, I made a bunch on that day and gave it all back last night and today. So,
welcome to trading. That's the nature of trading, right? It's for everybody to pretend like they have a perfect system and only post their winners and never show their losses.
I think that's our mistake. We're not just posting our winners.
Every day we are here showing you transparently the losses that we're suffering through and how we recover from them. Okay, right. I still like it. It looks like it's finding confirmation off of that weekly VWAP, which is what I wanted to see. We're pushing off the AEMA. I like it on the 15-minute as well. Still pushing towards the trend on the 2-hour chart. Daily candle looks bullish. We're 18 basis points up from the open now. I feel like if we're going to establish a trend for the day, this is it. Let's go.
Yeah, and because we just bounced out of 528, that's the healthy bounce. So if we make a new high now, before this 50-minute candle is done, then 560 is incoming. But we got to stay above now 23,540 to stay above the 15-minute VWAP, which I can't believe I'm saying 15-minute VWAP now. What's my life? I'm not going to move down to this is going to be the 10-second VWAP. Come on. Stay up. Come on. Get back up there. What are you even doing? Don't come back down.
Good grief.
Get back up there.
It's looking bearish.
It's right at the daily level. Look at that. Right at the daily level.
Well, good to meet you, Mike. Appreciate you joining us here, man.
Darn. It did not stay up there.
And yeah, you caught an issue with position sizing on TradingView there. If you set the initial capital to $1 million, then you'll have enough margin to make the trade. I think, Tom, correct me if I'm wrong. If you set the margin to 100, it will let you take the trade.
Zero.
Zero.
Zero for margin long, 0 for margin short.
0 for margin long and margin short. That's right.
I just got stopped out.
I hit my daily loss for the day on 2 accounts. I got 2 more that are riding this out.
Damn it! It's still a bullish trend. It's still a bullish trend.
We're still in the uptrend, but we're starting to form this little downtrend, and I want to see if this gets rejected.
God,
I'm even adding.
You're adding to the long?
I really want to pick up those points. I want to see if at least for these remaining 2 accounts that I have running right now, if I can at least get those out of the red.
Me too. I want to go back in.
It's just annoying because there's clearly an uptrend forming, but it's going to take its sweet time to get there.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. My problems are with my stops, man. My stops are so tight. I end up losing more.
I try to keep my stops far away, but it can be tough. That's where I tend to end up with more losses than I prefer because my stops are sometimes pretty far away, and I'm just trying to manage price action more than having a fixed stop loss because I don't want to get stopped out too soon. Right. Chris Parker asks, what are you trading? We're technically trading MNQ. I'm not sure are you trading NQ or MNQ? Tom?
MNQ.
Yeah, we're trading MNQ. We're on the NQ chart specifically because the volume and institutional flow is much more clean, and the signal is a lot stronger on NQ than the MNQ chart. But essentially, we trade line alerts from the chart and send that signal off to TradersPost, where we trade multiple prop firm accounts at the same time.
All right.
Bummer. Not my day.
Not mine either.
All right, so I'm going to move my stop up to basically this previous set of candles, which would be outside of the sort of weakening regression trend to the upside here. This is strange. This is such similar price action to yesterday.
Are we going to confirm after the weekly VWAP and then move up from there? Who knows?
That's the guess.
See, it's these freaking unmitigated levels here at 23,500 and then at 23,473 that just pulls the price down. I don't like taking these trend moves while the levels are still uncleared.
Yeah, this is a rough day today. So if there's any chance of bouncing from here, it's going to happen right about now. I want to see it bounce, of course, above the regression trend, but it may pull all the way back to session VWAP before it finds support again.
Well, if this 15-minute candle closes and if the 15-minute candle closes and we're still like below 535, I have to enter a short according to my rules.
I'll stay long only because we're above the session VWAP. That's always going to be my guiding principle, is long or short on either side.
I had to turn off the music because it looked like it was causing some sort of issue. So
okay,
leave it off for now. Yeah, now we got L's showing.
Which means what again?
Downtrend.
A downtrend.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we see that. Thanks, indicator.
All right, so I gotta get out of this guy. All right, and then I gotta enter a short. And then that's gonna go to 500 maybe. I can't believe we didn't get to 560. What kind of day is this? Is this Bitcoin all of a sudden?
It's a very frustrating day, I'll tell you that much. I'm trying a short, tight stop. Yeah, that's probably the right play right now. This feels, even though it's not chopping around the session VWAP, this is a very choppy, difficult day to trade so far. And I think I would have been better off just doing the 20-point scalps.
Scalps all day, like, right?
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. That would have been better. And I can't believe I'm shorting right here at EVWAP. No, sorry, the weekly VWAP. So stupid, Tom. But my trend in 3 minutes is saying it's going to turn neutral to bearish. So I'm front running it, which is not a good idea, but hey, it wouldn't be any worse than all the other bad ideas I did during the session.
Okay, was that the end of this little downtrend and a bounce off of the bottom of this regression trend? It looks like it.
I don't want to hear that.
I just kept adding on the way down.
So you're long?
I'm long 7 contracts now.
Oh my God, Mike, you baller.
We're still bullish.
I'm short.
I know. Well, at least for a short win, right, or a short run. This was my conversation with some of the prop firm guys we were talking about or talking to, where I was saying it's possible to be long and short at the same time. You might have, one account that you're long a longer term position for, and then maybe for 5 minutes you're short, or 15 minutes you're short. Is that going to count as hedging? And the answer was, yeah, even though you're not technically hedging.
I see. Oh, really? So you basically have to use 2 different prop firms.
Yeah, but even if you do that, you can still potentially be called out for hedging activity, because
2 different companies altogether?
Yeah, 2 different companies. Sometimes these companies are sharing data with one another, and there could be an opportunity for them to find that if you're doing it consistently. I think, if you do it real quick, you probably won't raise any alarm bells. But the main thing to consider is that a lot of trading activity is being conducted around these positions. And if you go long and short at the same time, it represents a form of concentration risk that is difficult to hedge against.
Oh my God, all right. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you told me that, because that's what I was planning on doing.
It's actually technically a rule that the CFTC implemented a long time ago, where a trader is not actually allowed to be long and short at the same time in 2 different brokerage accounts. You can get away with it if you're trading small enough and you've got an account size that's not that big of a deal. But the larger you trade, the more that's going to stand out, and you'll be in violation of the CFTC rule.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
That's the bullish candle I was waiting for.
All right, that's it for me, Mike. I am dead. I am dead.
Okay, so I sat there just adding and adding and adding, and now I'm hoping that we can finally catch a trend up to the R1 level I was hoping for. Unfortunately, I already hit stops on a couple other accounts today. So what's left here are these two accounts, 699 and 956, that I'm hoping to dig out of the hole on. And at least we can try to break even for the day on these guys. Let's see if we can do that by just continuing to add to the position. I got $500 to move, and position size is 7 micros. So that'd be $14 a point. So about 560 over 14. I need 40 points of profit from here in order to get out of this position. So basically at the top of this regression trend, I can take profits. So what I'll do is set my exit line right here at the top of the regression band. And oh man, that little bullish pullback was really nice. So we're up against the weekly VWAP again. Still looks bullish overall.
Oh, it looks bullish overall. All right. That move back up was not good for me.
Yeah, so I'll call that that's the rejected downtrend here. It got rejected out here by these three candles, and so we're still in this overall regression trend from the bottom of the session, from 849.
Do you think we can get lift off from here?
That's the tough part. This choppy nonsense is making it difficult to gain confidence.
Eek Barbadoogle. Come on. This is not good price action. This is where you want to be a market maker.
Days like today, for sure.
Like, oh my God, we're raking it in today. Just chop this market up.
Other days, I'm like, I'd rather just be a broker.
Right.
You guys want to turn over, 75, 100 trades a day. That's good by me. I'm making a commission on every single one. Chris Parker says, stay long. I agree with you, Chris. I am in the long. I am even looking to get even more aggressive until we can finally see a move form. This is not exactly a very strong uptrend from the open. So I think that there's still a couple levels we can get to before this really starts to pick up steam. And I can take my profits off the table and at least break even on a few of these accounts that I'm in drawdown on.
What's your max contract position size for anything?
It depends on the firm, but when it comes to micros, you can usually trade quite a bit of micros. Some firms will let you trade 50 or 100 micros at a time.
But what will you do? Like, what's your personal
I've never
limit?
gotten that far. No, I'll trade maybe, I think the biggest I've done is about 20 micros, which would be the same thing as trading 2 NQ contracts.
I see. Because I think this is the first time I've seen you at 7 contracts.
Oh, I've been there before on stream. I just don't know that I actually called out my position size before.
You didn't want to get berated by me.
If you think about it, saying 7 it sounds big, but really I'm saying 0.7 NQ if you look at it that way. It's not even a full NQ yet.
Fair. Oh boy. It's
Tom,
really not making a decision. It's just around this daily VWAP level, this previous daily VWAP level, which was, what was it? Yesterday. Was it yesterday's? Yeah, yesterday's.
Yep.
And it's chugging around there. Okay, well, chug around there and eat up those orders and make your breakthrough. And then watch it just skyrocket.
Just do me a favor, though. Like, poke it with a stick or something. This is getting a little irritating. We've seen a few bars already show up. Not huge. I was hoping for a little bit stronger of a candle here. It's starting to feel a little bit like drift, but we have some pretty decent bullish candles. One at 910, another one here at 922, and then we just saw that candle form a few minutes ago at 944. And those are bullish candles. Volume behind it. It seemed like it was looking pretty good. But just like yesterday, this was the type of bullish trend that just took forever to unfold. So we may have to just end the stream here in the next 10 minutes or so and just say, our plan is to take profits around 582.
Find out on the next price action
Find
line.
out tomorrow when the paint finally dries.
All right, deal. Because yeah, that is bullish. I just don't like I have these highs painted here on the 15-minute, and when it's on the 15-minute, sometimes we get this topping thing, which I don't like.
Yeah, but what's the resistance level? The weekly? What are we painting? What are we pushing against? We're still in the middle of the major support and resistance levels, and I'm having a hard time seeing why this would be the pullback.
Right.
Other than it being potentially a lower high being printed.
Right.
I guess I could see that. Where's our trend line at? Let me pull that up.
Not exactly clear either way.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. If I pull a trend line out on the 2-hour chart, I still feel like there's room to the upside before we find a reversal.
Right. Ah, dang. I don't like this.
I don't either, Tom. This has been a tough day.
Although what I do like is feeling. So I'll take that over not feeling anything.
I feel so alive.
Exactly. Why do you hit your head? Why do you hit yourself in the head with a hammer? Because it feels good when I stop. Okay, well. I'm looking at the chart. I'm doing that thing. What's that word where you look at clouds and you see an elephant? There's a term for it. Anyways, Fooled by Randomness. That's the Nassim Taleb book for it.
Great book. Yeah, I love that one.
You can't tell what the chart's going to do by looking at it. But it feels like it can sometimes. You can't. All right.
Yeah, I thought about trading just with the TradersPost paper account, but I'm just in a little bit of a drawdown session here, and we'll eventually get back on track with these accounts. I've got some room to recover. Max drawdown in a lot of these, or at least the daily loss limit, there's still some room to recover from. So even if today's trading session doesn't play out, I'll still have some room to recover tomorrow. We've already hit one payout on one of these accounts last month, so I'm hoping for one more this month. And these accounts are all in kind of different stages.
That's one thing I like. Not getting all the accounts at the same time. So you have this rolling sort of thing.
Exactly.
It's not this massive failure.
I don't buy them all at once. I usually oh, I see. So Mike is asking if you want to trade here, let me just show you. If you add a TradersPost paper broker, and once you're on a free trial, you can make a paper account here and connect your signals or your line alerts to that TradersPost paper account. The one thing that you need to ensure, though, is that when you send your signals over, your alerts, you're sending the signal price. You can see here in my message here, I'm sending signal price with the close placeholder from TradingView. By doing that, you'll make sure that TradersPost knows what the entry price and the exit price needs to be, and it will keep track of your entries and exits there. Just be aware, though, that the paper trading account on TradersPost isn't a sophisticated paper engine. It doesn't have slippage. It doesn't account for commissions. So it definitely can give you somewhat of a false representation of how this might play out in the real world. I recommend instead just opening a TradeVate account and using their simulated environment before you even risk an eval account. Or I think in some cases, no, I can't think of any now. I'm not sure there's any prop firms that use TradeVate that let you use a practice account. But if they did, you could use that practice account, obviously. So the better path would be just open an account with TradeVate directly and that would allow you to test a Trade-of-8 paper environment the same way it would behave if you were running with a prop firm. If you're on Project X, unfortunately, there's no way to simulate a Project X account. You would have to actually put a Project X prop firm account at risk.
And just to confirm, the TradersPost paper broker is at TradersPost. That's where the information is residing, but your signals are coming from TradingView.
That's right. Yeah, the entry and exit signals actually come from TradingView. In this case, the way Tom and I trade here is we drag lines around on the chart that have an alert tied to them. And when that alert fires, it sends off the entry or exit off to TradersPost. Okay, I'm about a third of the way there before I've at least broken even on, I think, 7 or 8 accounts. Let's see. If I go to my dashboard and I click on my strategy, I can see which ones I have an open account for. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 accounts that are in this trade right now. So the maybe the other clarification I've been trying to make too in a lot of our sales materials at TradersPost is that this isn't a direct connection from TradingView the way that a broker integration works. This is actually just taking advantage of the alert system on TradingView, where you send a message and you can send that message to a webhook URL. TradersPost works by letting you send off signals from these alerts. Sure, we actually already have a coupon code available for anybody watching along on this stream here. It is PropScaling20, and you can get 20% off of any account and any account add-on right now. Thanks, Tom, for putting that up here. PropScaling20.
Look at that silly candle. Look at that.
So this is starting to feel like resistance at the weekly VWAP. What do you think?
I don't know what to think. It's been sideways since 10:22.
I know. I fell asleep. I just woke up.
It's been just pain all the way through. So it's like, I don't know, no way to tell. The next, even right now, when the next candle at 11 o'clock shows up, it'll be an even narrower bullish confirmation. Like, it's just this eking out of this move. So I'm just going to stay bullish, and if I get stopped out, my stop is below the weekly VWAP, and that's just it. Because I can't call these balls. I mean, look at that. This is just messing around with us at this point.
At this point, yeah, this just feels like a non-session. There's no price action here, really. But as I mentioned earlier, I probably would have avoided this day altogether. Okay, so the aim, we got a couple minutes left here before I'm ready to wrap this up. We've got a couple meetings we're doing here at TradersPost and some work to do today. But we did want to at least finish up the session, see where this trend started to form. The aim is to get to 582. If I can get to 582, I at least break even on a lot of these accounts for today. And then we'll try to work on recovering the accounts that are now in drawdown. And then we'll pick up the session again tomorrow morning.
Or me in the middle of the night before I go to bed. Just to lose some money before sleep,
Yeah, this feels like the kind of day that the only real strategy is just scalping out 10 points at a time.
Selling calls, selling puts.
Oh, well, there's that too.
Just rake in the premiums.
Especially when it's sideways like this.
And break.
Yeah, I see that too.
Well, that's fun. That's great. I like this.
I like this. Yeah, I'm just not convinced.
That it's going to break lower?
I think we're still going to bounce. We're still above VWAP for the session. Right. I hear a couple. It sounds like Mike went short. What are you doing there, Tom?
I'm still long, but I'm going to get stopped out at 514. Like I said, the level here at 530. Sorry, 500. I hate these levels that are just hanging around here because they just call the price lower. So we're literally smack dab in between two, and that's what we've been seeing, just moving up and down, not deciding one way or another. So I'm not super confident, and we could still go down to 482 and still be bullish for the session.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like just pain.
Okay, so I'm down 717 in this account and in by 8. Need 44 points from exactly where we are right now to break even, which puts us at roughly 568. I don't even need that much profit anymore.
Look at that. Now it's yellow, and that's shorting. Yep, L showed up on my chart. That's not good. But the last time that happened, it then bounced up all the way to the top. So
I'm still expecting the bullish move. And, there may be a little bit more of a pullback here above the session VWAP, but I'm kind of expecting the bounce right here.
Right. All right. Either way, we got to get going.
We do have to get going. We'll let this play out. I've got my take at 568, and I'll basically set my stop right at around session VWAP. So still the right setup overall from a risk to reward perspective, but what a tough session to trade once again. We'll see how tomorrow shakes out, huh, Tom?
That's right. I mean, don't get me wrong. This has not dulled my desire to trade in the slightest, because it's not my personal money, which is great. It's fantastic.
We're just managing prop accounts, prop account cost. That's the fun part about all this. But still, we want to put on good trades. We want to manage things effectively, manage risk well. And I've mentioned this before. I've definitely made a lot more money in live accounts than I have made in prop firm accounts so far, primarily because I'm willing to endure much larger drawdowns. So my risk is a lot higher, but my reward was much higher as well. And in prop firm trading, you're really not encouraged to take $8,000 days or $10,000 days. It puts you so far behind on your consistency score. It takes a long time to actually get to a payout unless there is no consistency score. So you kind of have to pick your battles in terms of which firms you trade with and where you're hoping to get a payout. I like to trade with Tradeify. I really like their platform. And I like their payout process, and the consistency score of 20% is just the harder hurdle to get past. But right. I just set my max profit for the day, and then I have to pick up profits the remainder. In any event, let's see where we go from here. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And for those of you that were following along, you can pick up an account with TradersPost for 20% off of any of the account sizes, including the annual or monthly price plans. And it applies to additional add-on accounts as well. So if you're trading, 10, 15, 20 different prop firm accounts, you can apply that coupon to those account additions. Normally it's $5 a month. So you would get, $1 off that per account cost. So if you guys have any questions, reach out to us, support@traderspost.io, or join us for the stream tomorrow, and we'll see if Tom and I can pick up a better winner than this one.
Awesome. Perfect. All right. See you guys, folks. Cheers, and as always, happy trading.